The squash. The tarp flapped like a broken lung above him, wind catching it in ragged pulls. Ash sat beneath it, arms resting loosely on his knees, watching the last embers in the fire pit go dim. Smoke curled toward the makeshift chimney, but the warmth had gone. He hadn't slept much. Every time he drifted, the hiss of static came back. The one he thought he heard coming from the busted radio yesterday. It hadn't been. He'd checked 5 times. His gut cramped. He hadn't eaten. Not since the run. There were still 3 cans in the corner. He counted them every morning. 2 beans. 1 peaches. He didn't touch them. Not unless he had to. Not unless it was a bad day. Ash stood slowly. His joints ached. Sleeping on a wooden pallet wrapped in a threadbare blanket did that. But the ache was familiar. Routine. He took inventory, checked his vest straps, adjusted the duct tape shoulder. The pistol on his thigh felt heavier today. Not in weight, just heavier. Outside, the world was still gray. Overcast skies smeared the landscape in ash tones. He stepped into the overgrown street and turned east. He'd already cleared west. Nothing left but hollowed homes and walkers too rotted to smell him coming. East might have something, or it might not. But the walk filled the hours. He found the store by accident. Not a proper store. Just a broken roadside stand, once painted red, now faded to scab brown. A hand-painted sign still hung sideways. Jack's Produce. The shelves were bare, but the shack behind it looked intact. Ash crouched by the door, listening. Nothing. He eased it open, machete drawn low. Inside, dust, old crates, the smell of soil and something sour. No walkers, no rats, just a root cellar door in the corner. It was a bad idea, but his stomach turned again, and this time he couldn't ignore it. He pried the cellar open slowly. Darkness, a rotting ladder. He started down. The second step cracked, and he froze, clinging to the frame like a child afraid of falling. His breath shook once before he stopped it. 1 step at a time, he descended into the dark. He never saw the wire. The snare yanked tight around his boot, slamming him sideways. He fell hard, shoulder first into the dirt floor. The pistol skittered out of reach. And then, click. A flashlight beam caught him in the face. Don't move. The voice was female, calm, but there was tension underneath like a string pulled tight. Ash didn't move. I'm not here to take anything, he said. The words felt dry in his mouth. That's so? She asked. The light shifted. He saw a woman, mid-30s maybe, dressed in patchwork gear. She held a hunting rifle loosely but ready. Snare's not lethal, she added. But it's mine. Ash nodded once. Didn't see it. She eyed him. You always wander into basements uninvited? He didn't answer, just looked at her, slow and deliberate. Tired brown eyes, steady and flat. The silence stretched. Finally, she exhaled. You armed? Machete. Pistol. He gestured toward the darkness where it had fallen. She didn't lower the rifle, but she stepped closer, cut the snare. Ash grunted as circulation returned to his ankle. He didn't groan. He never did. Why you down here? She asked. Food. Her gaze softened a little. Aren't we all? Ash stood, testing his ankle. It held. There's nothing down here, she said. Figured. He retrieved the pistol, dusted it off. She watched him. You're not like most, she said after a moment. How's that? You're quiet, not jumpy. Most people would have tried something. Ash shrugged. Not hungry enough to die today. She gave a short laugh. Fair. Then, you got a name? He hesitated. His mouth opened. Closed. Something flickered behind his eyes. A hesitation. Almost like he forgot. Or like he didn't want to remember. Ash. The woman nodded. Leah. Another pause. You got a place? He didn't answer. Right? She said. Too much to ask. Leah slung the rifle and reached into her coat. Pulled out a small vacuum-sealed pouch. Here, she said. Dried squash. Not much, but it's food. Ash didn't take it. She frowned. You allergic or something? He stared at it. The routine was broken now. He hadn't planned to talk to anyone today. He hadn't planned to owe anyone. He didn't like what that stirred in him. Something vulnerable. Something warm. Finally, he took it. Thanks. Leah stepped back toward the ladder. You're welcome, Ash. He turned to leave without another word. That night, back in the shop, he didn't log the stop at the produce shack. Didn't write down Leah or dried squash in the scavenger's notebook he kept with blocky, Spartan handwriting. Instead, he sat in silence, turning the pouch over in his hands like it might disappear. He didn't eat it. Not yet. Routine said to wait. Ration. Plan. Obey the rules he made to stay alive. But the rules didn't say anything about kindness. Ash rubbed his temples. A low throb had started behind his eyes. Worse than usual. He closed them tight, counted backward from 10. When he opened them, he glanced toward the shelf. The photo of his wife and daughter peeked out from behind a bent rebar rod. He turned it face down. Just for tonight.